Welcome to Toffee TV. Here is the match reaction. Manchester City 2, Everton 0. Disappointing afternoon at the Etihad for the Toffees again. Haven't got a great record at Manchester City, have we? And the way it played out, I think the manager will be really disappointed. The 2 goals we conceded were poor from our perspective. And after that, you know, we've had to have Jordan Pickford's had to make a couple of good saves from Erling Haaland to stop it being a bit of a ridiculous scoreline, which it never was. It was never that sort of game. And yeah, disappointing. What can you say? They're a good side. In Haaland, they've got one of the greatest strikers I think the Premier League's ever seen. And he's one of the best finishers, if not the best finisher in world football. He's unbelievable. He gets a sniff and it's a goal. And ultimately, we couldn't keep him at bay, and they've run out worthy winners, I think, in the end. The manager, the team he picked, I think most people expected it, really. Alcaraz coming into the side after his impressive cameo against Crystal Palace last time out. Beto starting after he done okay. Well, he done well, didn't he, against Palace. And Dewsbury Hall coming in for Jack Grealish. Out went Tyler Dibbling. Grealish had talked about, and obviously Tierno Barry as well. You know what? Everton started the game quite brightly, really. I thought we knocked it round well in the first half. The opening 15 minutes, there was a lot of good play by Everton until they got towards the final third, and then it did slow down a little bit. You know, City are always a threat, aren't they? There's runners right and left. You've got to make sure Haaland is marked at all times, and he was for the main in the first, certainly in that opening spell. I think Savinho and Doku on the other side were their main threat. And, you know, Doku, we know that the pace he's got, it's about facing it up and knocking it past you, and then he's really difficult to stop. So you got to make sure that you pick up the people in the middle, or make sure you get yourself goal side to block a cross. And we did that quite well, really. You know, I think we've had opportunities on the counter-attack that we didn't really take, but we had an absolutely glorious opportunity when it was Nathan Ake's pass was intercepted by Iliman Ndiaye, and he went off and put a ball across, and as Beto's gone sliding in, there's no goalkeeper there, Donnarumma's out of it, and it looks like a simple tapping. He is on the stretch, Beto, and he couldn't convert it over the line, and it's gone past the post. And you look at that and think, wow, that was a huge opportunity to take the lead, and that would have really would have tested City. It would have tested them. They certainly weren't picking us off. They weren't as fluid as they have been in the past, and that would have given them something to worry about. Obviously, we had to defend at the other end. They got in a couple of times. Savinho got in and clipped one across when he probably should have done better. Another time he got in and it was almost like a back pass to Jordan Pickford. He blocked it. But Everton did carry a threat at the other end as well, and Beto should have again done better with another opportunity. Let the chance pass him by. And then we have the, you know, brilliant footwork from Iliman Ndiaye to dance past a couple of them and fire a shot in which Donnarumma tipped over the bar. And Everton, like I said, they looked like they could get at City. I think a couple of times hesitated too much. Couple of times didn't take a shot on when I thought he should have done in the first half. And Jai was in the first half was exceptional. His dribbling was fantastic, and when he did that in the final third, it really had City terrified. He worked hard like he always does, doubling up with against Doku in that first 45 minutes. And Everton, dare I say it, were relatively comfortable. Now City did it the bar, Brien off a corner, headed it against his own crossbar, and like I said, there was another one where James Garner took too long to play a ball. They charged it down and broke, and they had a man over, and in the end the shot is saved by Jordan Pickford, which could have ended up in the net. And we went in at half time 0-0, but I thought Everton had played quite well the first 45. I really did, and like I just said, I'm disappointed we weren't on the score sheet. You know, and it was, can we do that again? You know that Guardiola's going to be in there with his flip chart, giving them it, you know, and getting into them and giving them the little the tinkering with the system. We come out second half, and I thought, again, the opening 5, 6, 7 minutes, they got on the ball a little bit more, but there was sort of no, they still weren't doing anything different. Haaland was really quiet, hadn't touched the ball, and then we go and give the ball away and give up a really, really cheap goal. It's such a poor goal. David Moyes will be furious about it, I'm sure. I've not heard him anything he said after the game so far, but I'm sure he'd be really disappointed with the first goal. There's a pass on, it's an easy one. O'Brien, there's a big gap, and Jai, you know, is a little bit of sleep. Tarkowski, when it's played through, should come over, and Michael Keane's got one job to do. Once Tarkowski goes towards the near post, Michael Keane has one job to do, and that's mark Erling Haaland, and he doesn't. I don't know what he does. He runs away from him, and Haaland has a simple header, plants it past Pickford, and it felt at that moment like it was game over because we'd passed up opportunities. It wasn't. It was 1-0, and you felt like we could get more. If we could get back on the way we were in the first half, we would create opportunities, and then we go and give away a second goal, which is just as poor as well. You know, they get the ball, Haaland knocks it out wide, Savinho's got it, I think it's Savinho, rolls it back, and Haaland left foot, he's on his own, which is, again, most dangerous player on the pitch, no one bothering to mark him. And Tarkowski standing in front of Pickford, goes through his legs, clips off his heel, and sort of guides it past Pickford. But I don't know, I mean, I don't know what Tarkowski's doing. I think that's coming at you. It wasn't like Haaland caught it like a rocket. I think he's got to clear that. Could Jordan have done better? Don't know, he is sort of unsighted. It's a reaction one. It just really, what I do know is it shouldn't be going through two players there, and it did. And it was in the net, and that was it then. And then it was a case of this could get embarrassing. Foden's curled one over. Haaland then has 2 or 3 opportunities to get a hat-trick, and Jordan Pickford comes up big on a couple of occasions. At the other end, we could have had a penalty. Dewsbury Hall was penalised for a similar one against Brighton, but you know we don't get them sort of decisions. There was another incident between Haaland and Tarkowski. I think the big Norwegian's lucky he might, you know, that it wasn't looked at for a possible red card off the ball. It being a very soft one, but you know, we didn't need to get involved. I don't understand why he was getting involved there, but we offered very little in the second half, and I think, man, I couldn't sit here and argue any different that City fully deserved the victory. Disappointing from us. It was just like a normal routine Everton defeat at a team like City, and you know, it didn't look like that in the first 45. Like you said, I think the manager will be quite pleased with the way we went about it in the first 45, but the second 45, well, it wasn't even the second 45. Once it went 1-0, once they scored, we dropped our levels, and they probably raised theirs a bit, and Jai didn't get on the ball, nowhere near as effective in the second half. Beto, you know, was replaced eventually by Tierno Barry. We brought Merlin Roll on. It's good to see him back. He did a couple of nice things. Flashed the header into the side netting. Put himself about a little bit. Like to see that. That was good. Irabunum done okay when he come on. Dibbling, hardly touched the ball, but was given 5 or 6 minutes with Dwight McNeil. So, you know, yeah, disappointing afternoon. I think man of the match, I'd probably give it to maybe Jai, because Pickford's made a couple of big saves, don't get me wrong, but and Jai, I did, full disclosure, I thought he was poor second half, I did, but I thought the first half he was brilliant on the ball. I thought he created obviously Everton's best opportunity. His dribbling was good. He went at them like they weren't there. There was one where he went in with about 4 players and came up with the ball and got us on a counter attack, him and Carlos Alcaraz. So maybe that's slightly generous to give him man of the match. I thought James Garner did all right. Idrissa did okay. Charlie did okay. But just because he created a couple of big moments for us, I'm going to give it to Illiman and Jai. And I know people will disagree. That's fine. That's fine. That is it. Disappointing day. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you can, enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you later.